You're welcome back to my channel. Today's video we're going to be drafting a corset top pattern like the one that you saw on the screen. So these are the measurements you are working with. The vertical measurements: shoulder to bust is 10, shoulder to under bust 13.5, shoulder to waist 16.5. The top length in front is 23 inches. The nipple to nipple point is 6.5. The armhole depth is 7 inches. The shoulder is 14, bust 34, under bust 27, waist 25, and hip 40. I'm going to be using this board, so do well to practice yours on a pattern paper. I'm using this side for the back bodies, and I'm using this side for the front bodies. We already have the armhole here, so from here to here is the shoulder. Of course, I'm sure you are familiar with how to draft a basic bodies pattern. This is a basic bodies pattern without the dart. So I've labeled the lines. Here is the shoulder line. Here is the center, the chest line, the bust. We have the under bust, the waistline, and then the top length. The picture you saw on the dress you saw, or the top you saw on that picture, is an off shoulder. So except you want to make yours to have a shoulder, then you use from the beginning of this pattern. If not, we'll just make do with the off shoulder points. You know, from the basic bodies we can actually decide our shoulder. So the importance of having these basic bodies is that we have to now know how deep we want our neckline to be, or the corset, where we want our corset to start from. So this chest line is 8 inches, so you decide how high you want the bust area to cover. Okay, so I'll be using 6.5 as the height of this corset, but the front, you know, it's going to have like a sweeter neckline, so I'll still maintain here as the front. So I'll just mark 6.5. That is like 6.5 off. So you can decide how many you want to make yours. So I'm going to be imputing the bust span measurements divided by 2, which is the nipple to nipple is 6.5, divided by 2 is 3.5. So I'll place that 3.25, which is 3.25. I'll just place it all the way up and down. And the under bust, on the waist, straight down. Connect that with my long ruler. So now for irregular bodies, the dart that we take on the bust and on the waist is 1/2 inches, but for this corset pattern we are going to be taking a dart of 1 inches. Okay, so on the bust we take 1 inch on both sides. Mark 1 inch on both sides. We'll also mark that on the waist. We connect with a ruler. This pattern is very easy, just follow me. And then on this bust line, I'll just mark 1/2 inch down and 1/2 inch up, so that that place will be free when we are drawing the curve. So I use my French curve to connect the under bust to the bust midpoint. And repeat same for this side. Okay. Then this dart, we want to connect it from the shoulder line. So I'll just check the midpoint of this lace. Just simply fold your tip, mark the midpoint, and connect it with a straight ruler to this lace. Connect it to the chest line. Okay. So, having done that, I'm going to be taking the dart. So it's still the 2 inches that we want to take. So you can also take 1 inch on both sides, or you can decide to take ½ inch here and 1.5 inch here. Depends on the fullness of your client's bust. So with a French curve, just connect that. Okay, so we have concluded that this is where it's going to pass through, but this is the beginning of the neckline, this place here. So, and we also have a space in between the two busts, so mark ½ inch to mark that space first, and then use a French curve to connect this. Right, it will have like a sweetheart kind of neckline. Like this. So let's complete this to the armhole. Okay, you can use your free hand to connect that. So this is the ½ inch that we are leaving in between. This is the ½ inch. So we just use our French curve to connect this cup. Now, the cup, you notice that with the breast towards the armhole area is usually fuller than this side. So, to know how much you are supposed to add, just take the difference between the bust and the underbust. We have 3.5. So here is supposed to be 3.5. So you see here we are having 2.5. So here 3.5, here 3.5. Which is 7. That is 7. So we just put your tape here and just see where you get your 7. This is a guide that you can use to get it. 7. And then we can also check the distance between here and here, because we marked the bust circumference divided by 4 here. The bust was 34. 34 divided by 4 was 8.5. You see it? So in between, you have 1.5, which will give us 3/4. So you look for the midpoint, and that will be 3/4, which is here. So you just use the French curve to connect it. So this is already a guide that is supposed to go through here. So connect to the French curve to this point. So you can use this. So always number your pattern. This is number 1, this is 2, because you're going to be joining it. Always number it. And this place is a center front and side front. Okay, so you are going to be cutting here out. Remember that this is the neckline. Let me just outline the neckline again. So we are going to be cutting here out. We don't need here, and we don't need all this. We don't need the shoulder. So we'll just cut from here. This is the beginning of the neckline. From here, then here like this. Okay. So we can now impute the bust circumference, which is 8.5 on the bust line. 8.5, and then you can now add your allowance. Let's say 1.5 or 2 inches allowance. You can always trim it off. Okay, that is to cover for all the same allowances that you have. And then on the underbust, we'll take the underbust circumference divided by 4, which is 6.75. 6.75 is here. This dart, 2 inches, we add it, and then we also add the 2 inches seam allowance. Okay, remember we are going to be cutting here out. We do not need it. And then on the waistline, we take our waist circumference divided by 4, which is 6.25. We take this dart, 2 inches and 2 inches seam allowance. Now we are not going to leave here like this. We just we may not need it because we are going to be cutting here off, but to draw the dart from here, come down by 6 inches and then draw like a triangle. So we are cutting here out. So on this line, I don't even need the hip circumference because the pattern, I'm going to be cutting the pattern out. Okay, so this waistline, I can just draw it down. Okay, so let's just connect the lines. And of course, on this bust line, on this armhole line, we also add 2 inches. Okay, which will cover for this dart here. Okay, and then you can now add, let's say, 1 more inches. So let's connect that and see what we have. Let me just cross check if I've added seam allowance to the bust. This is 8.5, and then this is the 2 inches that's So you can just take this down. So don't mind how the shape is. By the time you put it together, everything will fall in place. So the next thing to do now is to take that shape, that back shape that you saw in front. Now if you want a straight back, what you should do, you from this corner, you just draw a straight line to meet the waistline. If you want the other one that is curvy, you just use your French curve to draw a curving, to make it curvy. You just use your French curve from here. You just connect like this. Okay, but the one I want to do is the one that is like a square. So you decide how wide you want that square part to be. Remember that your fabric is on fold. If you do 1 inch, that means by the time you open it, it will be 2 inches wide. If you do 2 inches, it means that when you open it, it will be 4 inches wide. If you do 1.5, it means when you open it, it will be 3 inches wide. So let me do 1.5. So you just place your tape, you mark 1.5. And then on this waistline, you know our shoulder to waist is 16.5. Okay, so I'll be coming down on this waistline. I don't want the top to be up too much. I'll come down. Okay, I'll come down with, let's say, 2 inches, so that it will be around 18. And then from there I will connect to this point. I'm going to connect from here to here. So let's see if we can do that with our French curve. Just try to blend it out. Okay, so actually this is where the line starts from. Okay, this is the pattern. You don't even need up to this side. This is where the waist measurement ends, and we came down by 2 inches. So from there, so we are going to be cutting here off. And this part is not enough. So this, so it will have, this is the square. Okay, and it comes like this. Okay. So this is the center front piece. The center front piece starts from here, 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 down to this side is the center front. Remember that our fabric is on fold, and then the side starts from here, okay, up to here, and then to this side, and then through here to here. Okay, this part will be cut off, and this part, this you also cut off this part. This part will be cut off. Okay, so let's quickly see how to draft the back bodice. Now this style has a lacing at the back, so it's not going to have a zipper allowance. And remember that it's an off shoulder bodice. Okay, it's an off shoulder. Okay, So by the time we are through, okay, before I erase to leave the parts, let us draft the back. Now when drafting the back, you place your front pattern. You place your front pattern on the back, making sure that this line corresponds to this line. Okay, and then for the back, we also extend this line. You know, this one is the side. This is the side front, so you also extend the line. So let's just extend that, because the side front and the side back are supposed to correspond. Okay, and then this side is also supposed to correspond. So the back is pretty simple. For the back piece, we do not need, let me take here as the starting line of the back. So this is the starting line, and the back does not have a zipper. It does not have a zipper. So what you are going to do is that just put the dart. I'll just label the line. This is the chest line, this is the bust line. We do not need under bust on the back. This is the waistline, and this is the top length for the back. Okay, so I'll just take the dart, which is a 3.25. I'll take the dart, mark it on, just mark it on the waist, and roll the line across. On this chest line, I'll come down by 1 inch. Then on the, since here is also the waist, I'll just take the dart here, 1/2 inch on both sides. And then in a triangle form, I'll draw the dart. Remember that this pattern is also to be on fold. So we are going to be cutting here out. So the next thing is to impute the circumference. Bust 8.5. I'll mark the same thing on this chest line so that you know where to stop. Remember that if you have placed your front pattern, you would have just used your front pattern to mark it. Sorry, this is our starting line. This one is not part of it. So 8.5 is here. You have to get your measurement right. And then the small, let's say 0.25, and then you can now take let's say 1.5 inch seam, or let's say use the same 2 inches seam. You can always trim it out. Then on the waist, I'll just take it down. On the waist we have 6.25. This darts 1 inch, and then 2 inches seam allowance. So I'll just connect that. You can just connect from here down. Okay, so this is our center back. This is our center back. This is our side back. And then the next thing to do is that the back is going to be laced. Okay, so you determine how much you want to take off, because I want to create it's lacing, so you can take 2 inches. You can take 2 inches, or just take 1.5. I don't want it to be too close to that. I'm going to be taking 1.5 off. So we are going to be cutting here off, because we usually reduce the back when you are doing the lacing, and then holes will be created here for the lacing. So I'm just drawing so that you know that there are holes here. So this is the center back. Here is the center back, and it will be cut on fold. Side back also on fold. So you have 2 pieces. You also have 2 pieces here. Okay, so that is pretty the pattern. So let's just, this is the front part. I'll just clean off the pattern, clean off where we are cutting off, so that we see what is left. So this is what the front looks like. So this is the front, and this is the armhole. It's an off shoulder, so you can now determine your sleeve. Okay, so before you cut this, you can actually join this center front and this center back together. You can join this together first before you cut out this. So that's just all for the pattern. So this is the front, and then this is the back pattern. So we have come to the end of this class. I hope you find these tutorials helpful. Don't forget to give me a thumbs up, like this video, share this video, and please subscribe to this channel if you are yet to subscribe. I'll see you again in another video. Bye for